Okay, Anhalt opens things up with his center wing. He switches into receive charge. Now that meant lowering his chances of getting a continuation, but that's okay. He really needed to straighten up his line. Plus, he ended up getting some fire on the lights here, and all his artillery let loose and really kind of knocked the hell out of this whole line coming down here, thereby really disrupting the Protestant side of things. Yeah, he should not be in that formation, I think. He had to move up there for something. Oh, there was a morale marker on him. Yeah. And I was hoping to get him out of there. He's now in danger of being shot at. But he actually does get shot at, and I forgot to do that because of the rallying, I think. Let me make sure. Indeed, and he was wishing at this point he had just fired instead. Not only is he back in morale shaken after taking 2 hits, but Anhalt's on the dead pile now. Damn. Alright, and we finish things up here for the 5th turn. Anhalt is actually dead this time, so we need a colonel for him. I don't know where to put him. Doesn't matter anywhere near as much at this point. Tilly was up here risking his life trying to rally this unit, and he did, but took some fire for it. Over here we had the infantry pushing forward. The cav, there's like one cav back here and another one mixed in somewhere. They're having a hard time getting through, so I decided to just kind of push things forward. The defending or Catholic cav here really can't stand up against the infantry. They know that, so they're running away. They don't want to melee the infantry. If you get a charge, that works okay sometimes, but they want to get themselves in good formation, etc., and face the infantry as it comes through the swamp if they're going to have to fight it. Not everything rallied. Sent this guy around in the back now. That's the 1st echelon. He's in receive charge. He basically used the leader to rally what he could. He's trying to build up a chunk of a formation over here to try and deal, because that whole left flank has collapsed. The cav over there is pretty much gone. Whereas on the right flank of the Protestant side, they feel like they have the advantage and are trying to swing around. The cannons actually did something, got a morale hit on the artillery over here. Oh, this guy's got to turn and run. 1, 2, 3. That's it. He's got to set himself up to try to get back in command. He's part of that 1st command. I don't know. Is this guy? This guy is 2, and he can do, I guess, a reform action, even though he's out of command. I think because of the orders that they're under. Anyway, push on into turn 6, and we do get whoever this is, the commander here, to replace that colonel. Okay, end of another turn. We go to turn 7. We can see the turn 6. We didn't get the 0 necessary to bring those reinforcements in. They slowly become more and more possible, and they'll just spring up out of here and cause real problems to the Protestants and the Danes, especially, who are over on this side. What did we have happen? Well, that 2nd echelon fought, but you can see they got repulsed over here and pushed back, and now I got to run Christian and that back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that didn't get a chance to recover. We also have some Catholics, though, running from where they got pushed back. Over here, on the left flank, that 3rd echelon's moved forward, but couldn't get into a charge position. And we're forming up the Catholic left and preparing to get out of the area. Again, the salvo markers are just open order over there. And I don't know, I'm trying to get the 1st together, but it's just falling apart. I'm trying to rally it, and at the same time, stuff from the 2nd echelon is falling back there. It's tough to see who's winning the fight over here in the center. We got some heavy infantry coming back into play to drive things over here. Once this comes in, though, I think it's going to be really, really ugly for the Protestants. Then over here, the artillery line did a lot of damage to the units across here. You can see formations are in bad shape over there. That's mainly the artillery's doing. There hasn't been any fighting over there. And this artillery is just hitting that, not really doing anything either. Got the morale shaken earlier. Now things gonna start. First, Gronsfeld's wing, they got a continuation, but then got trumped. Positioning themselves forward a little bit more. Basically, not really doing anything successfully. Got trumped by the third echelon, which I didn't mark as finished on here. I got it marked on the board. But the second echelon, which is sitting here in the front right now, went first, and they switched into a receive charge in order to start forming up again. You got Christian here, but he's got a problem, or at least the Protestant army has a problem. As you can see, that force is no longer here. We got Catholic Cav charging in, and they've already destroyed one unit. They hit it from behind. It failed its morale check routes, keeps running. Then an arquebusser, and this is what arquebussers are probably best at, runs up behind the routing unit, and instead of engaging it in combat where it might run off the field, it just fires. It fired its arquebuses or little carbines or whatever at it. +1, well, no, they didn't get the +1 for Hedgehog, but +1 for arquebuses. They just got their hit, and, well, a unit with 1 morale is likely to fail, so it's in there. They actually converted this to Hedgehog too. My experiences with this game, once something goes into Hedgehog, it's damn hard to get it out of there, because it's got to take a rally action to go up to formation broken. That's a rough haul back, just to make things uglier. Of course, there was also a chance that we would break their morale. I don't know what they're at right now. They're at yeah, formation shaken. They're at 7-6. So they had a decent chance of just breaking from that, which is what happened to the other one. But either way, they're, you know, freezing this up. And now these Cav are going to be able to harass the rest of these kind of broken formations back here that are going to have a lot of trouble dealing, you know, with that running around in their backfield. Letting the main infantry force continue pummeling its way through the weakened Protestant infantry. At least that's how I see what's likely to happen. Alright, well, we'll keep going. And the Catholic Center manages to end things up by getting into charge and pushing forward a little bit. Yeah, I'd like to have gotten some people up on the hill who are going to become disorganized before that happened, but things were just too tight and crowded right here, and I've got to push out, maybe do a reform again later. Unfortunately, I didn't get Tilly off the field. Or I didn't get him to rally his unit. I was hoping for a continuation to fix that. We did manage to break this guy. He'll be running. And it's getting real ugly for the Protestants. This is all empty going up to this Hedgehog. That means this command can run up and probably light that thing up with fire. It's going to take a while. But, you know, I'm already in charge, so life is not too bad. I think this one's broken open into a kind of uninteresting contest that I like, right? I don't know. No, I like it when the battles are simple like this. The artillery is doing a really good job. It's got a clean field of fire here because the way the terrain is, it really kind of prevents the Protestants from being able to come against them. So I could slide my entire center wing over here and kind of attack a little bit of an oblique. And the Protestants really can't fight their way through this to get to those guns easily. Especially, I think this unit, yeah, this is still part of that first echelon wing. It had to rally its formation, and now it's going to have to turn around and run back and find its command. And you know, that's the kind of stuff that's kind of cool about this system. It's really, I like these open battles a lot better. I like the way they play out. I just find it too complex to try to cope with the intermingled stuff, especially. I'm finally beginning to get my echelons so that they're no longer echelons and becoming really wings. Third echelon's this left wing. First echelon's my right wing. That's how it should be. But this is how the battle was laid out initially. Was the Danes set themselves up in a situation that just is not easy to fight in. End of turn 8 here, and well, what do we have? Oh, let's see. I think the first thing we had since the last time I talked was over here on the first echelon. Started forming up, doing some reforming activities. It's gotten itself into pretty good shape facing this way here. You can kind of see them to take on those cav. They even threw out a cav in front of them. Basically no place else that's safe for them. Up here they'd be in too much danger and have to run. But they are kind of, I don't know, a threat to those cav in a sense, and those cav aren't going to attack the infantry. So the infantry can start pushing forward if they can get into charge formation. Right now, they're not, though. They've got one problem. I don't know whose this is, but it's not going anywhere. It's just surrounded by this Gronsfeld's command, and then some of the cav came up shooting at it. It's going to dissolve. The question is just when and how much time it's going to take. I got to get this unit from the center turning to try to face in here. I got to present, you know, a full strength going that way. This poor cav formation broken, unable to move forward with the rest of its unit because I slipped them into charge in order to make that attack. Tilly back here, restoring one of these central infantry. He's got a long way to go. The main reason was to keep him from going off the map. The artillery finally broken by this. That's going to mean it's not going to do anything. It could have a chance of, I could make a morale check on it eventually, but artillery doesn't run. The gunners are probably running somewhere, but you can't hunt them down. They won't leave the map, nothing like that. Over here, well, this left wing didn't do much. It just reformed a little bit, but the third echelon, or the new Protestant right wing, the first echelon being the left wing, has formed up and is ready for an attack. It just doesn't have the orders yet. They're in make ready. Easier to slip into charge from that. I guess we're about ready there. The gun's actually doing something. And we silenced this one. That's kind of cool. I think I got a unit to route somewhere, don't I? Yeah, Christian's on top of something that's routing. 1, 2, 3, 4. He was hoping to get a continuation and being able to rally that. He didn't. He'll get to do it next turn, but then it's got to come back up. We got a line across here for that second echelon. This is actually first echelon. Got some cav trying to make their way up from that second echelon. This first echelon gun. The rest of this is pretty much first. I think that's second. And then the third is all pretty much there. So we're getting it sorted out somehow.